Okay, so next stop, we're going to be doing web application. So right now, you have your own server, and you want to be deploying the web application, right? So let's do that. Let's go to this lecture right here. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing is that we want to deploy something that actually works with public URL. So you can try this one real quick, what it looks like, okay, like that. So basically, I took this, this code from Mango. I think Ajahn Attapon showed you that one, but I modified it a little bit so that it's a bookstore. I mean, you can add new book, right? You can see the book list. There's no book in here right now, so you don't see anything. I mean, I can add it just to show you. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, title, whatever, add book, right? And then if I go to here, I should see the book coming up, something like that, right? And then I also saw the file called order, so we can add the new order, which take the book and then give it as the drop-down menu. And you can do quantity, you add to order, then you can view the order list. Okay, so something like this, you know, from your class, right? But you're running on your local computer using XAMPP, right? But then you want to run it on the real on the public server so that it's accessible to everyone. Okay. So in order to do that, by the way, it's run on PHP engine. So you gotta install all of this on your server. Okay. So what this technology called is called LEMP stacks. So this one is a little bit different from what you install on your local computer. On your local computer, it's called LAMP. LAMP stack, this guy right here. But what I'm using is a little bit different because everything else is the same except this guy right here. It's called the web server. So I'm using a different web server, and the reason is that I need to use this one for the ERP software. So I cannot use the one that you have in your local computer. It's called Apache. I cannot use that. Okay. But anyway, without boring you too much, let's do it. Okay. So let me show you. So any of this, you have to install all of this. Okay, we're gonna go one by one. So let's do Nginx first. So Nginx is the web server, right? So right now your server is just sitting there. It doesn't really know what to do when somebody connects to it. So the web server, or Nginx in this case, is gonna be the software that understands the request. So the request is called the HTTP request. So whenever I type something in here, right, the web browser is going to send the HTTP request to the server. So if the server doesn't have any web server running on it, it doesn't understand what this request is all about. And that's the job for Nginx. Nginx understands the request from the web browser. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing. All right, so you can kind of follow through with me, or you can go at your own pace. But for example, like if you see a command like this, just copy and paste it on your terminal. For example, I do Control-C, and then I goes into my server, right? You can be anywhere. Oh, by the way, if you want to go to your home folder, just do CD, okay? But this command doesn't really matter where you run it. You can run it from anywhere, so it doesn't matter. Just sudo app update like that. So make sure that you know how to copy back and forth too. That's another things you have to get used to. So copy and paste and then run it like that. Okay. Okay, everyone run the first command with me and tell me if you have problem. If you're done, okay. ฮะอ้าวตรงนี้เหรอครับออก no นี่ no ก่อนโทษทำไม Control X no นี่ภาษาไทยภาษาอังกฤษขอเป็นภาษาให้หน่อยครับโอเค Control X แล้วก็ no ออกแล้วครับโอเค run first command ผมนิดนึงโอเคไปที่ lecture ครับ lecture หน้าหลักอ๋อนี่ไง run sudo app update ผมหน่อยบรรทัดเดียวครับ so guys do line by line okay do not copy the whole thing I mean I guess you can but for the first time just do line by line it will be the safest อ อันนี้มัน Mac เว้ยอันนี้ไม่ใช่
ไม่ได้ใช่ไหม
อันนี้มันไม่ใช่ Linux อันนี้เครื่องคุณ
อ๋อ
คุณต้องเข้าไปในเครื่องผมที่อยู่
อ๋อ
บนที่เป็น Linux คุณต้อง SSH เข้าไปก่อน
มันเข้าตั้งแต่ SSH ไม่ได้เลย
อ้าวเหรอ
ค่ะ
แล้วโอเค เดี๋ยว let me pause the video Okay, let's continue. Hopefully it will be easier. Okay, so next up, this command install nginx. Like as you can see, app install nginx. Let's go. Okay, and it's going to ask you to confirm. So please confirm. So hit yes and then enter. So this is basically how you install things in Linux. Like you don't download anything and double click anything like Windows. We just type commands and install software. So Windows is a bit backward, I would say. But then I told you to install Choco, and that's kind of doing the same thing for the package manager. All right, so your computer is actually ready and accepting the internet connection. So let's try that. Right? Your computer is actually waiting for the request. Okay. So what I'm going to do, you can type your, if you know your URL, you can type that on your, I guess on your web browser. So let me find the one for me real quick so that I can show you. Okay. So for me, I have, hold on. I have 61, right? 61. What is it? I don't remember here. So 61. Okay. So mine is this guy right here. Okay. So grab your URL and then just hit it on your web browser. See, you see this? If you're seeing this, then you're actually receiving the HTTP request from your web browser now. So notice that I'm using my human readable name. Okay. Okay. Anybody not seeing this? Let me know. That means that's something not right. No, not this one. ขอเป็น .local ก่อน Has to be .local for now, okay? Okay, this guy first. I'll be with you.
หนูเผลอไปใส่อันเนี้ยค่ะแล้วมัน
ไม่เป็นไรครับ
อย่างเงี้ย
ไม่เป็นไรครับ ออกครับ ออก ทีนี้ลองใหม่ .local. It has to be .local. Cannot be .com yet because we're going in the VPN network. Okay, we're not going out yet. ขึ้นไหมครับเยี่ยมมากครับนี่เยี่ยมได้แล้วครับ That means ของเราอ่ะ DNS มีปัญหาแน่นอน
มันคืออะไรคะอาจารย์
DNS ก็คือตัวที่เอาไว้สำหรับแปลงชื่อให้กลายเป็น IP ซึ่งผมแค่แปลกใจว่าทำไมมันไม่ได้อยู่คนเดียวเนาะไม่เป็นไรถ้าไม่ได้ 10เนาะจุด66จุด66แล้วเท่าไหร่นะ
.66.54
ได้คือ DNS ไม่ work แต่ตัว IP work ซึ่งเดี๋ยวผมขอไปดีบักทีหลังแล้วกันไม่แน่ใจเนาะแต่คุณจดไว้ก่อนOkay, so everyone work everyone got it okay that's good oh yeah sure
How do I get out of this?
okay controls let me
Yeah.
this is control
Yes.
right control C control C okay sometimes it's control C sometimes control X you can kind of try that okay เหมือนมีใครเรียกไม่มีเนาะ Nobody call me okay it's good all right yay finally you got something working okay all right oh still recording okay so yeah that's fine okay so this is your web server doing job right so we're gonna try this so right now it's running right and how do we know if it's running or not okay the command it's wait where is it okay sorry let me log into my server right now okay right now okay so the command is called sudo systemctl status nginx okay so if you want to see if something's running and by the way when it's running in the background so when things running in the background you don't see it you have to look for it In Windows, it would be something like this. If I do Control Alternate Delete and I do Task Manager, I'm sure somebody, you might be familiar with this, right? These are the process that is running on Windows in the background. Same thing, the web server is running in the background in Linux. But in order to do that, you have to use a command to see it. If I were to type this one, sudo systemctl status, and I want to see what's the status of my service called Nginx, and I have to type the password again. And I can see that it's actually running. Okay, it's running. Let's turn it off and see what happened, shall we? So, and then if you wanna stop this, Control C to get back to your command prompt. So let's do sudo systemctl. Again, you have to be the root in order to execute this command, okay? And do stop Nginx. Okay, I want to stop this service, so let's try that. There you go. Okay. And let's see the status one more time. Right now, it's dead. Okay. I don't know why it's dead. It's just kind of dramatic, right? But it's stopped. So once it's stopped, your computer should not should not respond to your HTTP request. So why don't we go back here and then just refresh the page. It would just say nothing happened. It's the same thing as your server is down. That's expected. So make sure that your server is down like this because you already stopped the web service. So you're not serving anything, okay? So confirm with me if you can make this happen. And once it's down, we need to bring it back up, okay? So we're gonna go here again, and then we're gonna do sudo systemctl start Nginx. As you might have guessed, that's starting the service. And then your system, you should be able to access your web server again. Like this. There you go. Okay, so there's a way, if you want to dig into all of this, you can list all of the servers that on your system and whatever. So we're not going to go into that, but just keep in mind that this is kind of things that we do as the system admin. We see what's running, and if it's not running, we figure out why. Maybe something's wrong and something like that, right? Okay, so let's keep on. So this is the one that I mentioned, right? I want to see the status. If I want to stop, I do this. Okay, and now there's another thing. Okay, when the stuff is running and when you connect to it, there is actually a concept called the ports. Okay, so the port is like this. Your computer actually can accept things simultaneously, but it has to be at different ports. Okay, let me go back again. So your system can run multiple software. Okay, so and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run web service. We're gonna run the NHN, the automation service. We're gonna run the ERP system. You can run I guess a lot of application at once, but it has to be at a separate port, P-O-R-T, okay? So the port is like a channel where the requests come in. So right now, if you were to type like this, what's going on behind the scene is that this is using the port 80. So the port 80 is a default port for HTTP requests, okay? We want to make sure that's actually happening. We can check what port the application is running by issue a command called ss. Okay, if I go back here, this is what it is. So can we check real quick? So I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to type it in here, like that. So ss-tulpn, okay. So it's a little bit large, right? But what you want to check is right here, that one. As you can see that this port, there's a port called port 80. It's run by the service called Nginx. So if you run this command, you can kind of check that, okay, there's something running and running on this port, okay? So in the future, we will be using another port for another application. And if something's not working, maybe it's a good idea to come check if, something is running on a particular port that you want, okay? All right, so let's move on, all right? So another thing is that when you install any software, there has to be a way to configure stuff right? In Windows, you would go to settings, but in Linux, there's no such things. Usually when you have to configure anything, you're gonna go into the configuration file. So if you see something called something.conf, so that means configuring the behavior of it, okay? So why don't we go there? As you can imagine, as you can see that this file resides into /etc. Remember that one is a folder owned by the root, right? And then once you install Nginx, there's going to be this file coming up in your system. So why don't we just do that right now? So just copy and then paste in here, like that. Okay, and it's going to look quite daunting because everything in Linux is text-based like this. So this is like your setting of your software, and you make changes in here. Okay, so we're going to make some changes according to what I have in my guide. So first thing is that I want to run, so this Nginx especially, it's running things as another user called www-data, which is okay for your particular purpose now, but later on it's not okay. I want to run as your user. So can you change it into admin like this? Okay, so this particular program, instead of running as the user called www-data, I want to run as yourself, which is admin. Okay, and we want to save it. Remember how to save? For Windows, you can do Control S, and it's saved automatically. For Mac, probably Control O, hit Enter, yes, and things like that, and then quit, Control X. Okay, so that's how we change the setting. Okay, and once we change the setting, we need to restart the program for this to take effect. So we're gonna come back here, and we're gonna do sudo systemctl restart Nginx. This is like closing the software and then reopen it. But in Linux, we use this program. We use this file. Okay. And then it actually works behind the scene, but it just looks like nothing happened, but it actually already restarted. Okay.
What's the difference between restart and start?
Okay, so restart meaning that stop and start, it's just combining both commands just for convenience. You can do stop and start, but just 2 times. Okay. Thanks for asking. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all. So this is the one you use. Okay. There's also another command, this one is for debugging. So let me just show you. You don't have to do it, but if I will type this, it's going to say that the configuration file is okay. So in Windows, when you use the GUI, right, use mouse, there's no way you can make mistakes because you have to click, as it was designed, right? But in Linux, it's very easy to type the wrong things into the configuration file. So usually there's a way for you to check is there like syntax error and things like that. And for example, this Nginx, they come with this command called nginx-t to check whether your configuration file is okay or not. So that's something that I use before I restart the program. But I mean, I already checked it for you, so you don't have to do it. Okay. And then I kind of explained it here, like why would you change it, okay? Done. Okay, so you're done with the first step. The next step, we're going to do database. Okay, I think you're in XAMPP, they also use MariaDB as a database too. Maybe they use MySQL. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. So the database is the software to store your data. Okay, so let's do it. So this is the command to install the database server. So just do that. Hit enter. And then it's going to ask you to install 200 megs. Just go. And now you're going to feel like admin guy when a lot of things happening on the screen, you feel like you're an admin, like hacker, right? Okay, should be done soon. Okay, please stop me if you run into problems, okay? Okay, so we're now in MariaDB, which is a database. So next step, we're going to configure the installation. This part is a little bit different from Nginx, and all of this, you just have to look up the documentation. There's nothing special for it. Okay, so I'm going to type, not even type, just paste it in. Okay. Everybody with me? So I want to make sure everybody's here because we want to do it correctly. If you don't do it correctly, there's kind of complication that happens afterwards. So let's make sure everybody in here. Okay, if you're not here, let me know. I mean, if you're not here, okay, whatever, I'll just go, all right? So first, we want to do enter the current password. Right now, we don't have any password, right? Just hit enter, right? Enter once. This one, switch to Unix socket authentication. Okay, yes, it's okay. Just hit Y and then enter. Okay, if anybody wants more details, let me know, okay? Okay, so next step, you want to change your root password. That's a good idea, okay? All right, so password, okay, you can choose anything you want. For me, I'm going to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, just to make my life easier. I use 1, 2, 3, 4 for anything that's not important, like for me, so that I don't have to remember much. But feel free to use anything, but if you forget it, you have to reinstall everything, right? So make sure that it's something you don't forget, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 would be a good choice, okay? For now, okay? And again, when you type, nothing happened. It's actually type it in, okay? Enter one more time, and it's gonna ask you to repeat, all right? So don't worry if nothing come up, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Okay, so again, please do not forget this password, okay? It means just reinstall the whole thing again. Seriously, okay? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want, all right? So once you're done with the password, then you can remove anonymous user. I think that's a good idea, so just do yes. Okay. This one, please do not go too soon. We want to allow root login remotely because right now we want to go into our database and take a look into it. So it's a good idea to allow it. Although this one is actually pose some security issue. If you want to be super secure, you should use yes. But for us right now to learn, let's hit no. So make sure it's no, this part. Okay, and then go. Okay, the rest you can do the default answer. So remove test database, fine. You can remove it and reload the privilege. Sure, go ahead, and you're done. Okay, so hopefully you did all of this with me. So the only thing that you need to do is make sure that you allow remote connection because that's what we're going to do subsequently. Okay. All right. Okay. So. Wait, what did I do? Okay. Again, if you want to see if your database is running, again, your database is running in the background process, right? So you can do sudo systemctl status MariaDB. So that's your database process. Again, it is running. Okay? If you have problem connecting to your database, maybe it's a good idea to check if it's running or not. Sometimes if you stopped it, I don't know why you would do that, it doesn't work, okay? And also this database is actually listening into another port, right? Because when you want to connect to your database, you have to go into a different ports. Right now, the 80 port is already taken. So let's see what's the port number that this one is actually using, okay? We're gonna go into the same command. It's called, if you recall, it's sh-tulpn with sudo in front, like that. Okay, let's check if, let's find out what the port is, that database is using right now. And if you look into it carefully, you should see MariaDB, and you should see 3306. Okay, so that's something that you need to keep in mind. If you want to connect to your database, you have to know the port that is listening to, and that is 3306. And this port has to be unique. So if you run another application, you cannot use 3306. You cannot use 80. It's all taken. But there are 12,000 ports available. So I'm sure there's enough for all the applications that you want. Okay? Just make sure that you don't use any of this. And if you try to use it, it will tell you that the port is taken. So there's no problem with that. It's just that you're gonna get error. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Okay. All right. So this one is a little bit complicated because by security, the database does not allow accessing from outside. from another computer. So I'm going to have to allow it for learning sake. But for real production, this part is actually kind of not recommended. Okay, but for now, I just want you to access your database to see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to type this in, or you can copy this in. Okay, like that. Okay, and then password. And that is the password that I told you not to forget. So please do not forget. If you forget, then you have to reinstall the whole thing. Okay, so for me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, are you in here now? Okay. So now you can change, like right now, you're actually inside the database application. Okay.
คือหนูไม่ทำตั้งแต่ตรงนี้แล้วพอหนูมาตรงนี้แล้วมันก็ไม่ขึ้นอันนี้
เรายังไม่ได้ลง database เลยครับ งั้นลงไปที่ใกล้ผมใหม่เราต้องเอาบรรทัดแรกก่อนครับno ไปที่ database ตรงนี้แล้วก็ไปตรงนี้บรรทัดเดียวก่อน yes อันนี้ก็ปุ๊บ control C ไปไหมไม่ไปแล้วครับไม่ไปเลยค้างเหรอครับนี่มันเป็นหน้าอะไรเนี่ยมันมาจากไหนเนี่ยนี่มันเป็นนาโนนี่ครับกด Ctrl C ครับพี่คิดเป็นภาษาไทยมันก็เลยไม่ออกครับเดี๋ยวผมช่วยให้มันได้เร็วๆผมช่วยให้โอเคขอ1 2 3 4นะโอเคจะได้ง่ายๆนะไม่ใช่ปุ๊บ1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 yes โอเคเร็วเกินเอาใหม่โอเค1 2 3 4 yes no yes no ตรงนี้ต้องเป็น no yes โอเครอดโอเคครับงั้นไปที่บรรทัดต่อมาได้เลยไปที่ตรงนี้ได้เลยจะได้ทันกันแล้วก็1 2 3 4เรียบร้อยครับโอเค anybody not in here let me know database okay so here it's actually where you would type I don't know if Ajahn Attapon taught you about SQL you know about SQL anybody tell you about SQL language yes a little bit I don't know if you're familiar with this show database says did that I don't know if somebody อาจารย์แต่คนสอนเรื่อง SQL ป่ะไม่สอนนะ okay so SQL is the database I guess database language and then it's something that for like data scientists for example if you go into database and you want to get data out see all the data there's a command or a language that's called SQL and show databases is one of them, which is show databases. Okay, you can try just one of this. I'm not going to teach you SQL, it's too much for this class. But I mean, in here, it's where you can type all the SQL in your heart's desire. Okay, so people get crazy about this language and come up with a way to like do the most optimal database query, things like that. All right, but what you want to do is you want to copy this one in. Okay, so this one is to allow access from outside. Basically, that's all we want to do. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, and for here, it's going to ask if I want to paste, multiple lines. Yes, I do. Okay, paste, and then don't forget to, I guess, just paste in the last. To make sure you hit enter for the last command to be executed too. Okay. Okay. If I go too fast, let me know. Okay, I'm going to copy, all right, and then I'm going to paste like this. And then it's going to ask me to paste anyway. Sure, just go. And then, but then see, when I do this, the last command does not get executed. So just hit enter one more time. That's all. That's all you need to do. Get? Okay? If you have problem, we'll come back to this again. Okay? That's fine. All right? Another thing is that we need to tell the data, we need to configure the database a little bit. Okay? So again, if you see something like this, it's like a setting file. This one is called CNF. Instead of the conf, it's the same thing. Okay, so we're going to copy this one in here. And then, first exit this software first. So we're going to type exit. Okay, so you have to be in the regular command prompt. So make sure that your prompt looks like this. Okay, and then I'm going to type in or copy this guy right here. There you go. If you're not seeing something like this, let me know. Okay, so this is the configuration file for the database. Okay, and what we want to add in is actually just this one right here. Okay, so in Nano, you can copy and paste things from outside. So if I were to copy this, right, this particular snippet right here, I go to the very bottom, and I think I can do Control Shift and V in order to paste it in. Can I do Control V? Or Control V also works too. So yeah, no problem. Okay, I can do Control Shift V or Control V. It should work. For Mac, it should be Apple V. Okay, but anyway, copy my snippets and put it at the very bottom of that file. Okay, let me know if you have problem. If you make mistakes, just quit without saving. Okay, and then come back in again. Usually that's what I do. Like that. Exit ครับ EXIT ครับ แล้วก็ copy nano เมื่อกี้ไปนะครับ copy paste ก็ได้นะครับพี่ง่ายๆนั่นแหละครับง่ายๆกดเลยครับแล้วลงมาล่างสุดแล้วก็เอาอันนี้ใส่เข้าไปน่าจะ copy paste เหมือนกันได้ใช้จริงๆก็ส่วนใหญ่ผมจะใช้เนี่ยใช้เครื่องหมายอักษรก๊อปแปะเข้าไป2 บรรทัดครับ copy paste เข้าไปนั่นแหละครับโอเคต้องล่างสุดครับนี่เราก็กดออกมาเนาะปื๊ดแล้วก็เพสเข้าไปตรงนี้copy จากโค้ดผมในหน้าผมนั่นแหละครับถูกต้องโอเค once you have these guys in here let's save it okay when in doubt actually there's a way to let me just see if you want to undo there's a way right here so I mean this is a good way to try undoing okay so if you make mistakes we can undo but it's gonna be this one right here so M is the alternate key in Windows in Mac I'm not sure just try it okay so in here I'm gonna do alternate and U okay so alternate U see that I go back alternate U to go back so when you make mistake just do alternate U right and then I guess if you want to redo I don't see it redo is alternate E okay so you can do undo and redo okay like that yeah I didn't know that okay new thing for me right okay and then saved so for Windows Control S saved for Mac I don't know just write it out into a file okay and then quit Control X okay so and the last thing is that you want to restart okay this is the same thing right we're going to restart the database for the change to take effect so we're going to do that restart done usually if you have error in your configuration file it will just tell you here that there's something wrong and then you cannot restart it good okay if it's good then that means you can now access your database let's do that okay there's a software that I told you to install it's called dbeaver that's something that I use a lot in order to see the data okay can you open this one from your computer by the way okay if it's asking you to do this just say exclude. I don't know if it's asking you to do that, but it's asking me, which is good. So if it's asking me like this, just do that. Just do what it says, just exclude it. Okay, and then proceed. Okay. Like that, it's gonna like do some stuffs in here and right here. Okay, so the first thing you want is that you want to create new database. So can we go here? Okay, I'm gonna go here. Yeah, I think you have to, it's in German too, right? Exclude, you have to exclude. Yeah, exclude and then, yeah. Yep, it's gonna do stuff. Okay. Debugger, yep. Okay. Okay. What you want to choose is this guy right here. So MariaDB, obviously, right? We just install MariaDB, so we want to choose MariaDB. So make sure that whatever you have, that's this thing right here. Okay. And the host is actually your URL. So it's going to be, from me, I don't, let me see. What is my host? Okay. My host is actually PM1. Okay. For me, it's PM1CT150. Is that, no, that's not me, right? Hold on. I keep forgetting my host name. I have to do it here. Okay. So for me, it's PM3161.local. But for you, it will be whatever you have, okay? So for me, I would do PM161.local. Okay, so the domain name system works in every network connection. So even if you want to connect to the database, you can still using your human readable name. Is that cool? So for you, it will be different, okay? I want to zoom in like this. So see, from me, this is my human readable URL for my server. For you, it will be different. Okay. Okay. You have to.
Where do I find the again?
Go to debugger.
No, the PM, the server host.
The server host is in your Mango.
Yeah.
And then your assignment.
I had it, but
And in VPN, yeah. And then should be in the comments, feedback.
okay.
And that's the one you want.
And here,
You have to, can you go out here? Okay, that's the plus sign.
Yeah.
Yep, and then MariaDB.
Okay.
And then, yeah. And that's the one you want. To change your local host into your server. โอเค Mac ก็เหมือนเดิมนะครับไอ้ DNS มันใช้ไม่ได้ เพราะฉะนั้นคุณต้องใส่เป็น IP อ้าว ไม่ได้ลงเหรอครับ แปลกใจ เอาที่ในไกด์ผมมันจะมีให้ลงด้วย brew install ครับหมายถึงว่าคำสั่งที่ผมให้ลงจากไกด์ผมมันจะมี brew install debugger อยู่ในนั้น
อันนี้มันเหมือนมันยัง
มันยังไม่ได้เนาะ
มันยังไม่ได้
โอเค
ใช่ไหม
อ๋อ ใช่
มันค้างไปเลยแล้วก็เลยไม่เสร็จหรือเปล่า
ครับก็แต่ว่าทำแบบนี้ดีสุดแล้วครับทำแบบอื่นผมว่ามันไม่ได้ครับงั้นเอางี้ถ้าเกิดคุณสามารถลงด้วยวิธีอื่นได้ก็ลองลงดูเนาะแต่ว่าแปลกกันนะ
มันขึ้นอันเนี้ยแล้วมันก็แบบ
ใช่ครับมันไม่เสร็จครับเดี๋ยวก่อนนะงั้นลองลงด้วยวิธีอื่นก่อนก็ได้ถ้าลงได้ก็โอเคครับงั้นลองด้วยวิธีนี้ก็ได้มันวิธีปกติคุณลากออกมาใส่ปุ๊บลองดูว่าไปไหมเนาะคอมมูนิตี้ต้องไปเอาคอมมูนิตี้ต้องเป็นอันนี้ใช่ด้วย Mac ของคุณนะคุณก็ต้องทำแบบนั้นมันเป็น M เนี่ยมันคือคำสั่งเดียวกันเห็นไหมที่เขาให้ลงก็ลงแบบนี้นะ
แต่ว่าอันนี้มันไม่ขึ้น
ใช่ครับมันเป็น whatever things ไม่รู้ก็ลองทำเป็น image ก็ได้ก็คุณเป็น M1 ป่ะ M ถ้าเป็นถ้า M2 ต้องเป็นข้างบนเพราะนั้นอันนี้ก็วิธีปกติที่คุณทำนะโอเคโอเคleave and take a note that this is your server URL right and notice the port right this is the one that is, I mean, if you were to use another port for your database, this one needs to change too. But 3306 is the default port for all of this anyway, so we don't have to change anything. Okay. Next, we're going to use the password, right? So again, this one is the one that I told you not to forget. Okay, just type it in. For me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you're done, you can say finish. And hopefully, you can see this guy coming up right here. Okay, and to see if it's working or not, you can expand it. And if it's working, then it should not give you error. Okay. Doesn't work. For me, it does not work. Why? Okay, let me see. pm3161.local. Let me see. Okay, let me, if I want to do anything with this, I need to ping it first. Okay, see if it's working. So maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, PM3, oh, actually for me it's wrong, CT161, right? There you go. Okay, so I make mistake for my own, right? And then let's see, when I have problem, I come back to ping. So ping is my go-to command to test whether things doesn't work or not. Because if I cannot ping it, something wrong. So I detect that I put in the wrong name. So it's going to be CT161. So my name is wrong. And then let me try again. There you go. So I'm done. I can connect to my database now. Is that cool? Right here. So if you see something like this, you're good to go.
It's asking you if you want to generate.
Oh, sure. Please install. Oh, if it's asking you to install, please do so. Okay. For me, I already did, so it didn't ask me.
เหมือนกันค่ะ
ปิงได้ไหมปิงออกไหมครับปิงออกเพราะฉะนั้นต้องดาวน์โหลดก่อนครับ
หรือว่าเพราะว่าตอนแรกอาจารย์ใส่รหัส1 2 3 4แต่หนูเขียนแอดมิน1 2 3 4
มันคนละรหัสกันครับอันนี้คุณต้องอันนี้ครับเอ๊ะคุณได้ทำสิ่งนี้หรือยังคุณได้ทำหน้านี้หรือยังโอเคเดี๋ยวก่อนกลับไปดูไกด์ผมนิดนึงครับคุณต้อง allow ติงให้ครบก่อนไม่งั้นมันจะไม่ไปนะคุณลงมาเรื่อยๆดู database เนาะโอเคคุณได้ทำสเต็ปนี้หรือยัง
ค่ะแต่ว่าหน้ามันจะขึ้นแปลกๆอาจารย์เนี่ยมันขึ้นแปลก
ยังไม่พอครับคุณได้ทำสิ่งนี้หรือยังถ้ายังไม่ทำเลยมันไม่ allow ครับมันต้อง allow มันก่อนทำแล้วนี่ทำแล้วดีสตาร์ทหรือยังเอ่ยถ้าไม่ดีสตาร์ทมันก็ไม่เกิดอะไรขึ้น
แต่ว่าอันนี้ที่อาจารย์เขียนโชว์ดัตต้าเบสมันเขียนแค่ดัตต้าเบสแล้วหลังจากนั้นมันก็
โอ้นี่ไงมันไม่ทำใช่โอเคงั้นจะ go back ตรงนี้ก่อน1 2 3 4อันนี้ยัดเข้าไปง่ายได้แล้วแล้วก็ต้องรีสตาร์ทอีก1 ทีจริงๆไม่ต้องหรอกแต่ว่าเพื่อความชัวร์ลบใหม่สร้างใหม่ดีกว่าขอพิมพ์ใหม่ได้ไหมครับแป๊บนึงนะแป๊บนึงขอดูก่อนทำมันมีอะไรอยู่ข้างหน้าป่ะไม่มีเนาะมีอะไรข้างหน้าป่ะไม่มี ขอผมนั่งก่อนขอผมนั่งก่อนนะขอผมนั่งได้ไหมครับโอเค access denied 2 CT 152what 66202มาจากไหนวะอ๋อใช่เนี่ยถูกต้องอ่ะเดี๋ยวก่อนใช่ละใช่มันมาได้ไงวะมันมาตรงมันมาจากตัวใช่มันของคุณโอเค access denied routes เนาะโอเคไม่แน่ใจว่ะผมคงเดี๋ยวต้องลงใหม่ผมว่านะแต่ว่าคงไม่ทันวันนี้เดี๋ยวผมลองไปลงผมเองดีกว่าผมไม่แน่ใจว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นวะพอดีของคุณมันมีสเต็ปที่มันเปลี่ยนไปเนาะมันไม่เหมือนคนอื่นอ่ะก็เลยไม่แน่ใจว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นไม่รู้เหมือนกันนึกไม่ออกว่ะโทษทีโอเคมีอะไรครับอ๋อดาวน์โหลดครับกดดาวน์โหลดครับไม่แน่ใจ
ไม่เคยรู้สึกหลง
Yep. Okay, so this one, yeah, connection refused. Okay, can you ping it? Okay.
and it's
Yeah, it was working.
working.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Connection fused. Can you scroll? Okay. I recall this error at the beginning for when I was trying it, but where? Huh.
Maybe you can try to ping it again. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I can try connecting from my end just to test, right? So CT 158. Okay. Okay. PM3 CT 1. Is your password 1234?
Admin 123.
Oh, admin. Okay, there should be a problem here. Yep, okay. Let's see. Okay. This part, socket fill. PM3. Yes, running. Okay. Okay, it's running. I checked it's still running. And let me see. I want to check if. So it's actually 123. So your password is 1234. Yeah.
Okay.
So further, but then that's not the problem here. So let me see. So you already changed it? Okay. No. So I'm seeing the same problem with the other person. Okay. So for you, it's different because you haven't allowed it. So let me allow it right now. So you have to do that. Okay. Okay, and then I have to restart. Here you go. Let me see. Okay, so that's better. So that's something else. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Wait, it's not. So that's the same problem with the other person. So with the connection, so weird. Okay, I don't know, but I can take a note and then I'll fix it. Okay, so for you, let me take it down. So for those who need some debugging, so for you it would be C31681558 ของเราคืออะไรครับรหัสของเราคือ PM Okay 152 all right, so I'll let you know what happened.
It's working on my laptop.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, it should work for me too. Let me see. Maybe it takes some.
I put the password admin1234. That's maybe why it's not working on yours.
It doesn't work on me.
Change the password.
Okay, maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
Oh,
admin1234.
oh, admin.
Now it should work. I guess. Yeah.
โอเคแอดมิน1 2 3 4ไหมครับของนู้นไม่รู้ว่าเราไปทำอะไรของเราก็ไม่รู้นะ1 2 3 4ยังไม่พอ แล้วกดลงมาไม่ได้โอเคเพราะนั้นของเราอ่ะคือผมว่าเป็นเรื่องพาสเวิร์ดแน่นอนแต่ผมขอไปดีบักก่อนเนาะครับโอเค
ของหนูมันเป็นอย่างเงี้ย
เหมือนกันลองดูมันอยู่ที่น่าจะอยู่ที่พาสเวิร์ดของเราอยู่ที่พาสเวิร์ด1234นะครับไม่ใช่แอดมิน1โอเค so it's password นะครับไม่รู้ว่าเมื่อกี้เราไปใส่ผมไปใส่อะไรผมจำไม่ได้ไม่แน่ใจเดี๋ยวลองโอเค alright so mostly ข้างหลังเป็นไงครับเรียบร้อยนะโอเคเข้าได้ด้วยเหรอโอเคจะผ่าน IP right you have to do the IP because you cannot use your name ต้องผ่าน IP yeah เอาไม่ได้โอเค yeah that's IT that's the job for IT guy by the way right so อันนี้ขอผมนั่งเลยครับอันนี้เป็นเรื่องของการเปิดพอร์ตขอโทษนะขอนั่งเลยครับเร็วกว่าโอ้โทษครับโอเคเว็บผมอยู่ไหนเนี่ยอันนี้ไหมเว็บผมอยู่ไหนเอ่ย
อันแรกๆ
อะไรครับเหมือนกันอันนี้มันจะมีบรรทัดนี้ใช่อันนี้ครับมันจะมีอันนี้ทำแล้วนี่โอเคทำแล้วโอเคงั้นได้ถ้าไม่ได้ผมจะยอมแพ้เลยผมจะไปดูให้ในอนาคตนอกรอบนะครับเพราะว่าบางทีก็เป็นปัญหาบางเส้นผมบางภูเขาซะส่วนใหญ่ฮิตด้านข้างบนครับเซิร์ฟเวอร์โค้ดคนละที่โอเคอันนี้ไม่ยากมาแล้วโอเคครับโอเคอันนี้ยากสุดอยู่คนเดียวเพราะว่าทำผิดสเต็ปนี่ยากเลยเนี่ยผมโคตรกลัวเลยระเบิดเนี่ยใส่ผิดที่Okay, so that's always happen in okay. We have a little bit of time, so okay. So next step we're gonna go to configuring some things. Okay, so actually we're done with the database. How about this? Okay, so we're gonna leave things here right now, but I want you to try creating a new database for whatever. Okay, so let's use it. So right now, if you go to database, right, there's only one database in here. It's called sys. So even though you haven't done anything to your database, there's already one for system management. For example, like your user and things like that is kept in here. But if you want to create a new database, you just right-click at the database and create new database in here. Okay, it's kind of small, right? And you can just type anything. So just let's come up with a new database like testdb, right? Like that. Can be any name, okay? And then just hit OK. Okay. See right now you're done. You got your test database. Okay. And inside the database there's going to be table. Okay. And as you can imagine, like the database works like an Excel file, and then your table is like the sheet. So each sheet can have different columns and rows. So let's create one table real quick. Okay. Just for a kick before we go. So create new table. Okay, and you can come up with a name. For example, anything is fine. Just do like my table. Anything's fine. Okay. And then you can add columns. Okay, so I want to add column. Actually, I haven't done. I never create a new table from here. I usually just type it in the commands. But let's see if I can figure out before I go here. So I want to do column. Okay, let me see. Where's the column name? Right here. So it's hiding in this guy right here, create new column. So think about Excel. Like Excel, when you want to store data, you need to come up with the columns, right? So this is the same thing. So I'm going to create new column. Okay, so let's new column, right? So let's say column 1. Okay, column 1. And this is the data type. So varchar, it's like a string. So let's keep it varchar first, okay? And that's it. Just hit OK. There you go. So you have one column. Okay, so make sure you can just create one column for me. Am I going too fast? Yes? Okay, I know. Okay, so think about Excel. You have one column, right? And maybe help me creating one more columns. So you can go to create new columns. And then if you feel adventurous, you can pick anything else in here. Let's do something, let's do floats. Okay, so I just want you to show you the different data type that you can use. So I'm going to call it column 2. Okay, and it's going to be float. So it doesn't matter what it is. This one's just a test, okay? There you go. Okay, so now I have, think about Excel sheet that has 2 columns. One is for string, the other one is for numbers. Okay, and at this point, you haven't saved anything, so you have to hit saved. If you want to commit your change, you have to save it. Okay, and this part is going to tell you that actually, whatever you're going to create, this is the SQL command that you can type. So normally when I create database, I don't use this interface. I just type it in as a command because I can keep the command and see and remind myself what I did. So, but this is the equivalent of the command that you just kind of do it with your mouse. Okay, so I'm going to do execute to commit the change. Okay, and once you do it, you can go to your data tab right here. Data, click here. And now you should be seeing like an Excel sheet, by the way. Okay, so let's create a couple data, right? So I'm gonna go into right here. So this is how you create the data. So you add rows into it. Okay, so I'm gonna click add row, right? And here I can just type anything I want because it's the strings. But the second column, because it's the float, which means it has to be number, so I have to type number. If I try to type string in it, it will cause an error when I was about to save it. Okay, so right now I'm just typing the data that I want. I can even add more than one column. You know, I can add 2 columns at the same time. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just adding a couple things in here. And once you're done, you can save it. Okay, and once you're saved, this is the data that you have in your database. Okay, so right now it's in here permanently. Okay, and this is exactly what your software or the web application, like bookstore, that I'm going to have you do it next time, I guess, will do. So it's going to write the data in the database like this, and you can use this software to inspect your database to see if the data is actually in there, and that's actually how we keep the data on the server. Okay. And yeah, so I think that's about good place to stop. Okay, thanks a lot. See you next time.